What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Tonight I'm heading down to Barnegat Lighthouse in New Jersey. I just got home earlier today from Assateague Island in Maryland, and I had a gorgeous night, but I didn't get much sleep. I was photographing the Milky Way, and I started shooting around 1 in the morning and pretty much stayed up until sunrise and then headed home. Now, I offloaded all of the images and video I had on my cameras, and I recharged my batteries. Took a power nap for about 3.5 hours, and then I woke up, got dressed, and I'm heading back out tonight. Now, I already know the locations because I scouted this about a month ago when I tried to do some star trails there, and unfortunately I had a bunch of clouds that ruined those images. So tonight is supposed to be clear again, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that no clouds show up. Now, I plan on staying there for about 4 hours because I want to get a decent rotation in the sky, and I know some people are going to show up later to shoot the Milky Way because that comes up around 3 in the morning, so there'll probably be people there around 2. So my goal is to try and get in and get out before all those other photographers show up, because once they do, I know all the headlamps are going to be walking by, messing up my time lapse and my star trails. So that's my goal, is just to kind of get in there before everybody and do what I got to do, and then get out. I just hope nobody shows up earlier walking around with their headlamps, because that happened to me last night, where the guy was walking around with white light, and I had to kind of scold him and tell him, like, hey man, there's a huge beach, why do you have to go where my car is? But it is what it is. I was nice to him. I just, if you know you're going to photograph the Milky Way or star trails and you see other night photographers, be courteous and always use a red light in that area. I know there's sometimes you have to use a white light to kind of see where you're going, but if you're photographing at the beach in New Jersey or even Maryland, the beaches are really small, so to walk out onto them, so you don't have to use white light to get there. You're not going to get lost or anything. So that's just something to be conscious of if you guys are new to astrophotography or nightscape photography. Just be courteous of other night photographers as well. Alright, so there's a trail over here, and I think one of the compositions I want to get is going to be somewhere along this trail. I've seen some pictures online, so I'm going to scout over in this section. Let's go up these stairs. I'm going to use my compass on my phone and check which way is north, so that way I could help orient the North Star somewhere in the frame. It doesn't have to be directly above Barnegat Light, but maybe I'll try and do a composition where it is. We'll see how that goes. But this is a pretty cool spot right here. I've actually seen some pictures from this location online, and it's actually a really nice composition, so I might use this with a second camera to do a star trail as well. Alright, so it goes downhill back here, and I won't have any view of the lighthouse, so I'm not going to do any compositions from that spot. I think I'm just going to stick on this part of the trail where I'm a little more uphill, and I have the lighthouse in my view. So I'm gonna head back to the car and get ready to change. Alright, so we are here. I just gotta get into some warmer clothes. Pretty much what I wore yesterday. It's gonna get down into around the 30s. I think like 32 to 35, between that range. So it's gonna be pretty chilly. Not as cold as yesterday though. So that's a plus.
Where you going? You going fishing? Were you doing the scallop thing? You work on the scallop industry?
Nah, I'm just taking some pictures of the lighthouse at night.
No shit! Yeah, I'm a photographer. Hey, I'm Joe.
Hey.
The Savvy. Is there anything open this end of the island this time of the year? I gotta go down to Beach Haven.
I would imagine you have to go back. Well, I thought this place was open right here.
What, Kubel's?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with this area other than just coming down here to
Where do you live?
In North Brunswick.
Holy shit, kid!
Yeah, I got a little bit of a hike.
So what are you shooting for a camera?
Z6, Z7, and D800.
I've got a Leica Flex.
Okay.
And I've got Canon 5 Mark III.
Nice.
You know, but I'm not. My across the street neighbor's a professional photographer across the lagoon.
Okay.
I live on the mainland.
Yeah, I do like a lot of Milky Way, a lot of night stuff.
Yeah. All right, kids, be careful out here.
I will. Take it easy.
All right, brother. You be well, man. Thank you for brother. Please.
Check out Milky Way, Mike. Bye. All right, I didn't wear these last night, but I definitely am going to wear them tonight. They are a game changer for me because that is the first thing that goes cold is my toes. And then I'm actually going to use one hand warmer for my lens, and then I'll keep one in my pocket in case my hands get too cold, but they shouldn't. Actually, I did okay with just my merino wool gloves and my Eastern Mountain Sport gloves on top of the merino wools, but I do have the other heavy duty Valorette gloves if I need them. But I did all right last night, so I think I should be all right because it's not going to be as cold. So let's get this in my shoe and then start walking over. Alright, so I'm walking to the locations I plan on shooting. The skies look pretty clear. I just hope they're clear facing north since we're doing star trails. And I want Polaris to be in both the pictures. Last time I had a bunch of clouds in the northern direction, and that's what kind of messed me all up. The south was totally clear, but the north was completely covered. I think this is where I want to go. Alright, so right here is location number 1. I'm going to set up the Z6, and this is basically a bunch of bushes, and then you have Barnegat in the background, so it'll look pretty nice. And then location number 2 is a little bit further a walk. Right here in these stairs. See if you guys pick that up. So you can see Barnegat in the background there, and this one's going to be in portrait orientation, and I'm going to get these steps in the foreground, so it should work out pretty nicely. So I'm going to start setting up the camera gear, and then I'll tell you guys the details. Okay, so I'm just checking out the corners, making sure my stars are sharp. I'm probably going to shoot this around f4 or f5.6, and then I want my ISO pretty low, around 5 to 800. I want to get some color in those stars. It's going to be a little tricky because there is a lot of light pollution over here, so you know, I don't have to crank up the ISO too high, but it's also going to be harder to get some color in these stars. Now I think I have the North Star right above the lighthouse. It's a little hard to tell because of the light pollution. I use an app to kind of help me locate it. Those things are sometimes not that accurate because, you know, depending on your cell service. So I think I have it in the right position, but basically I want to get some nice symmetry with some circles spiraling out from this lighthouse. So that's the first composition, and I'm going to start firing this away, and then I'll show you guys what I'm going to do for the second composition. I also am going to throw on a hand warmer just to prevent any frost or dew from forming on the lens. Alright, so here we are at camera number 2. I have it in portrait orientation because I'm trying to get these stairs. It might be hard to see. I'm trying to get these stairs leading towards the lighthouse. I know the sky's blown out in this, but I'll show you a picture. And then the North Star is going to be over in this top corner, so it should make for a pretty good composition, getting all these elements together. Let's turn on this light. So now I'm just hoping nobody comes to this particular spot, since I have 2 of these cameras running, and you know, they don't mess up my time-lapse / star trails. And before I get this one firing, I'm basically going to be using a different remote for this camera. I'm going to set this camera up, the D800, with the Pro Timer 2 by LR Time-Lapse. So basically, I'm going to be doing either a 45-second or a 60-second exposure, and this is just going to reduce the number of pictures I have to edit. Instead of doing 30-second exposures with the internal velometer, I'll end up with like 120 pictures per hour. This will reduce the number of photos. I could basically do 60 photos per hour, and that way I still get the star trail effect, because I'm not worried about doing the longer exposure, since I'm intentionally trying to get these star trails. So having a 60-second exposure is totally fine. This isn't going to be a time-lapse video because it's in portrait orientation, so it's not like I'm going to sell the time-lapse video of it. So I'm thinking about doing that just to kind of help me post-processing, just to kind of cut down some of that legwork. So that's what I'm going to do with that. And then I'm also going to attach a heater to this lens as well, just to help prevent any dew from forming. So once I get that firing, I'll have to just walk around. I have another camera here. Maybe I'll do some just single images of the lighthouse, different compositions, just to help kill time. That's the one downside of doing star trails and time lapse, is they take, you know, hours. So that's gonna wrap this vlog up, and I'll probably just jump to the computer and show you guys some stuff. Bye.